Hi everyone. So in this lecture we are going to discuss about @test instance annotation, and we will see that how it works in lifecycle per class mode, and we will also discuss that how it changes the lifecycle of a test class. So friends, in our previous lectures we discussed about @test instance and we discussed about lifecycle per method mode. So in this lecture we will discuss about lifecycle per class mode. So friends, whenever we create our test class, if we want to execute our test cases in per class mode, then we have to annotate our class with @test instance, and inside that we have to provide a value as lifecycle.perClass. So what this annotation does is, in this mode JUnit creates a new instance of test class only once. So here you can see, as the name suggests, that test instance per class. So here a new instance of test class is created only once. In our previous lecture we saw that we used @test instance per method. So there JUnit created a new instance of test class for every @test method. But here it only creates a new instance of test class only once. We also discussed that JUnit5 has many lifecycle methods associated with the test class. So some of the lifecycle hooks are the constructor and the methods annotated with @before all, @after all, @before each, and @after each. So friends, we discussed these methods in our previous lecture when we used lifecycle per method. Now we'll see how they behave differently when we use lifecycle per class, when there is only one instance of test class. So friends, we'll see the execution flow of a test class, and we'll see that what role this lifecycle hooks plays. So here, whenever we run our test class by annotating it with @test instance lifecycle per class, the first thing the JUnit does is it creates a new instance of test class by calling the constructor. And after calling the constructor, we know that our test class has got instantiated. And just after executing the constructor, @before all annotated method gets executed. So friends, here @before all is not a static method. It's an instance method which gets executed before every other method. So friend, let's suppose our test class has two @test methods. So once before all gets executed, JUnit framework sees that there are two @test cases. So for the first @test case, what it does is, it simply calls the method annotated with @before each. So as the name suggests, this annotated method will be called every time before @test method gets executed. And once @before each annotated method got executed, then JUnit picks @test method and it executes our logic to test our code. And once it is finished, after each annotated method gets executed. So after it finishes, JUnit picks up second @test. It again calls @before each. Then it executes the second @test. And then it executes @after each. And once it finishes @after each, the framework sees that there are no more @test methods. So what it does is, then it simply calls @after all, because this annotated method gets executed after all the methods got executed. So friends, here you can see that JUnit created only one instance of test class by calling the constructor. And here we also discussed that @before all and @after all are not static methods anymore. They are part of the test class. And also @before all and @after all gets executed only once throughout the life cycle of the test class, and @ before each and @ after each will be called multiple times depending about the number of @ tests present. So friends, in this lecture we discussed about @ test instance, lifecycle per class mode. We saw that how this mode affect the lifecycle of a test class. In our upcoming lectures, we will discuss more about this lifecycle per class mode and about these lifecycle hooks, that how they behave in this mode. I hope you like this video. Thanks, have a nice day.